What's up and welcome to the Sam Dracula channel, Charlotte Hornets fan channel, and we have some news to talk about. More news, plenty of news to talk about on a very busy Saturday. All right, first off, combining two things into one video, all right? Just who has the time? First things first. Caleb Martin from Hornets.com. Hornets waive Caleb Martin. Mitch Kupchak announced today that the team has waived forward Caleb Martin. It's going to be weird not having Caleb Martin around, assuming Cody Martin is here still as well when next season starts. I think we could see some more roster changes as the summer continues because anybody can get it, it seems like, and this roster's turnover doesn't feel completed quite yet. But for now, we know that Caleb Martin has been waived. I think Caleb Martin's peak value for the Hornets, like up until today, basically, was as a role player. And too often, he was relied upon too heavily, which kind of exposed some inefficiencies in his game. I think Caleb Martin has a place in this league. I think he's an NBA player, so I'm confident he'll find a landing spot eventually, if not right away. I just think for the Hornets right now, he doesn't fit with what they're trying to do. You know, there's a level of, they're trying to level up the Hornets, to be blunt, you know, and guys have to go. There's only so many roster spots. So when you look at Kelly Oubre coming in, someone had to depart. With Kelly Oubre, he plays small forward. Who else plays small forward? Caleb Martin. So the writing's on the wall right then and there. I believe him, his brother, and Jalen McDaniels all have non-guaranteed deals. So we could see more cuts along the way if the Hornets decide to add more guys. With the addition of Wes Iwundu, I wonder if we'll see another player get waived here as the summer continues on. But best wishes to Caleb. Honestly, I think he got a lot of criticism, fair or unfair, not for me to say, but I think he's shown flashes of being an effective NBA player. And being 25 years old, you know, his story isn't written yet. So best of luck to Caleb. I'm going to miss Eric Collins calling his game. You know, like when the Crash Brothers were on the floor at the same time, being fully Martinized, that's out the window now. So about an hour after the Hornets announced that they've waived Caleb Martin, they announced that Oubre was officially a Charlotte Hornets player, right? Chris Haynes with Yahoo Sports was the first to report the terms of the deal. 2 years, $25 million. Not too bad. He's a bargain. I do say so myself. Free agency is crazy. Obviously, players get snatched up. Teams only have so much cap space. So the annual terms, you never really know what you're going to get. Oubre, I would have thought would have been a lock for $20 million a year with whoever signed him. To get 25 over the course of 2 years, for him, a guy who's 25 years old can still get better and is already a very good defender, can defend multiple positions and play multiple positions. Like, oh, what are you saying? This is a dub. It's a big dub for the Hornets. And a guy in Oubre that can lead the charge from the bench, off the rotation. If Hayward gets hurt, there isn't that much of a drop-off between Hayward and Oubre. Like, things are looking good for the Hornets now. Like, they're just move after move after move. Outside the Monk leaving for free still hurts. I can't lie. But bigger picture, things are looking great for the Hornets thus far this offseason. I would catch a Warriors game, a Suns game when he played for them, a Wizards game, you know, just in passing. Wasn't really checking for Kelly Oubre previously, right? Before he joined the Hornets. I have a guest today or tonight or whatever, whenever you're watching this, in this video that you're watching right now, that has watched Kelly Oubre very closely this past year. I think it's appropriate to bring in Cyrus Satches. He follows the Warriors very closely. He co-hosts a podcast with Rick Barry. Go check it out. Just do a search for Warriors 24 Pod. Links in the description. You'll find all the details you need. I talked with Cyrus for like 30 to 35 minutes, something like that. The full thing won't be in this video because the video will be very long. If you want to listen to the whole thing, it'll be available on my podcast called Believe in Hornets. Link in the description. This upcoming week, we talk about everything about Kelly Oubre. So I'm going to cut now to my interview with Cyrus talking Kelly Oubre and how upset he is that he's left that team and he's with this team. Here we go. So we're linking up because you have a Warriors-based podcast. I have a Hornets-based podcast, and our paths kind of crossed with Kelly Oubre here.
Yeah.
So first off, what should Hornets fans expect from Kelly Oubre?
Well, here's what I'll tell Hornets fans. And by the way, I'm looking forward during the regular season, especially when we have our 2 meetings to link up again, I hope, if you're okay with that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But so Hornets fans, here's what I'll tell you, man. I'm a diehard Warriors fan. I've loved the team since the 80s. My earliest memories of like Sleepy Floyd setting, to this day, the playoff records for most points in a quarter and half against the Lakers back in 87, I believe. So I was adamant that the Warriors should not give him up. And Kelly Oubre Jr. was even saying during interviews this offseason that he's still a Warrior. He gave every indication, him and his agent, that he wanted to stay. I did not want to lose him. A lot of Warriors fans questioned his fit. I was not ready to judge him based on 2/3 of a season, especially with Klay Thompson being out. And he, again, look, in a limited time with the Warriors, he still put up 15 points a game, which is good. I mean, it's not all-star level, but that's solid. He's a great defender. Steve Kerr and Draymond Green repeatedly said publicly how stout and solid of a defender he is. So you're going to get offense from him, and you're going to get defense from him. And if he accepts the role coming off the bench, he said he wasn't going to accept that role here, but clearly he has to, because that's what's expected with your club, given Gordon Hayward's going to come back.
Yep.
And I'm guessing Terry Rozier is going to be your starting shooting guard. So, so if he's cool with that, and look, he signed the deal, congratulations. You've got an amazing bench player who, in my opinion, is a 6th man of the year candidate, like immediately. He gives you length. His work ethic is sound. The only negatives with the team was that he didn't fit in on a personality level with his teammates. He was relatively isolated in the locker room. It wasn't like a Kevin Durant situation where he just completely just turned everyone off.
Yeah.
Like Steph, Klay, Draymond, they wanted him to come back, but at the same time, they weren't like close friends. You know, like they weren't really hanging out outside of practices and games. But you know, they also never complained. And look, if you're the Hornets, in my opinion, congratulations. I'm still bitter that you guys got him.
And just today, it's Saturday as we're recording, they announced that the head coach is getting an extension. So like the pieces are in place to have that continuity with this young core around that they can kind of build together. And so for Oubre, he's like 25 years old, 26,
he
like
is.
that. He signed
25 still, yeah.
Signed a 2-year deal, $25 million over the course of those 2 years. So he can enter this young core and grow with these players as well. So I think it's an immediate short-term win for the Hornets and a potential long-term win for the Hornets.
Yeah, and when I look at rosters, like I never really see starting lineups as a matter of importance so much as who the closing lineup is. Like, who are you closing out games with? And I'm guessing Oubre is going to be on the floor at the end of games. Like, I could see him and maybe Gordon Hayward going with a small ball rotation where Gordon maybe slides to the 4 or Oubre slides to the 2. You guys, yeah, I mean, I see a lot of potential with the Hornets. You guys are a playoff-bound team as far as I can tell. And again, I'm pissed. Like, part of why I'm angry, and you know, this doesn't affect the Hornets that much, is that the Warriors lost Oubre for nothing. Like, the Warriors are in such salary cap hell because of the contracts to Steph, to Klay, to Draymond, you know, and Andrew Wiggins. I mean, those are 4 pretty much max or near max deals. They can't sign anyone else. So they got Kelly Oubre Jr. through a trade exemption 3 years ago, or exemption, I'm sorry, that they got trading Andre Iguodala to the Memphis Grizzlies. And so they used that exemption for Kelly Oubre. They traded that to the OKC to acquire him. And they don't have the luxury of replacing a Kelly Oubre Jr. type player with someone of equal value because of the salary cap situation. So by losing him, like, you just lost them for nothing in return. And I'm just so bitter about that. Yeah. And on top of that, the Hornets, and I don't know, and maybe you're aware of this, maybe you're not. So your owner, Michael Jordan, who I consider the GOAT, and I don't know how you feel about that. Like, okay, thank you. Because like the moment someone tells me that he is not, I'm just immediately questioning their entire knowledge of basketball. But so Jordan and Joe Lacob, the owner or co-owner of the Warriors, like, they don't have a great relationship. I think it started back in 2016 when the Warriors made the run for 73 wins and broke Jordan's regular season record. And Lacob was kind of, you know, being arrogant about it a little bit. I don't think Jordan liked that, and they don't have the greatest of relationships. So there was never going to be a sign and trade anyways between the teams. Never mind the fact that he signed a 2-year deal and he need a minimum of a 3-year deal for the sign and trade to be legal, right? By NBA rule standards. So I mean, yeah. So you guys, to me, you got a great deal because Kelly Oubre Jr. wanted $20 million a year. That was his original asking price, and so for you to get him at 12.5 in 2 years, it's a great deal. It's a great addition. Congratulations to the Hornets, and I'm bummed.
Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Let me know what you think about Kelly Oubre in the comments below. Also in the description, a reminder, the full interview with Cyrus is on my podcast, Believe in Hornets is the name of the show. It's available Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff. The links to his stuff is also in the description. But until next time, stay safe. I will talk to you soon. Peace.